Good morning, and we're back with another recipe. It's a little different today because I am doing a morning recipe and I usually film at night. So today we're going to do cinnamon rolls and from scratch. And so here's what you'll need: 2 3/4 cups of flour, sifted. You want it sifted. And here I have Here I have a cup and a half of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of white sugar. And as far as cinnamon, you just put as much cinnamon as you want. I like a lot of cinnamon, so I probably put about 3 or 4 tablespoons in here, probably 4, closer to 4. And I got a fork and I just mix it together with a pinch of ginger. That'll give it an additional flavor. Here we have about 2 tablespoons of melted butter. I've got this measuring cup so that I could slowly integrate the flour, but I won't need to because my bowl is big enough so I can just dump it all together. Here, show them this. We have activated yeast. I used 1 package. Hang on 1 second. I used 1 package of Fleischmann's Active Original Yeast, and I did it with 1 cup of milk. And the milk was warmed over, kind of lukewarmish, and because that's what's going to make it rise, with a tablespoon of sugar, or a pinch of sugar. And you see how it's risen? Don't go any further if your yeast isn't risen like that, because they'll still come out dense. Here I have about 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. I love vanilla extract, so you can put extra in it if you want. I have just oil and a ramekin here because I'm going to use a measuring cup to distribute that by the front of a cup. And I have a couple raisins, however many raisins you want. I want raisins. And 1 beaten egg. So let's get started. Okay, so here we have the yeast. And you want this to rise at least 10 minutes because, and this is what you want. Ooh, smell that.
I can smell it from here.
Yeah, this is what you want. So you want to just empty, well, you know what, before we empty the yeast, that's what the butter is for. Before we empty the yeast, we're going to put the butter in here, which is absolutely okay. I'm going to set that to the side since I'm done with it. And let's give it and add it to the flour. Just like that. And give the flour a good mix. Use a spatula or a spoon. My finger hurts. Use a spatula or a spoon to get that all incorporated, because this is going to be a really soft dough, and that's what you want. Just like that. And it doesn't matter the order because cinnamon roll dough is forgiving. You want to add the egg. Just like that. I'm going to move this up here in just 1 second. Here we go. Just like there you go. And this is gonna become a sticky kind of dough. And get as much as you can of that flour off the bottom, because, and make sure your workspace is clean because you're gonna need it to knead this. Just like that. Now to this, for moisture, I'm gonna add 1/4 of a cup of oil. Like I said, you know, I tend to try to read recipes and I can't get it, so I end up doing my own thing, and that's kind of what's happening here. And this is exactly what you want. I'm going to stop right there because you want a sticky dough. And this is sure sticky enough. I'm going to get it all incorporated because now we're going to flour our surface, our work surface. I cut my finger a few days back, so I'm going to be using 1 hand. You can't use the cutting board today because it's not big enough. I'm going to get this out of here nice and sticky. Ooh, sticky, sticky. Okay, set that to the side. That's real sticky. Let's add some more. Ugh. Ooh, wait, that's sticky. That's what you want. And just add it until you're comfortable with, you know, the dryness to where you can work the dough. Because it needs to, you have to knead it. And so since I'm using 1 hand, I'm going to keep flour on hand so that I am able to knead this. And just keep on kneading. Someone asked me the other day, what is the food healthy that I made? For the most part, it's not too bad. The sugar is bad, but we don't eat a lot of it. So a lot of this stuff gets given away either to his job or someone I know. You know, you want to keep kneading this. At least a good 5 minutes. Just like this. And every time you feel like it's getting too sticky or it's sticking to the counter, just add a little more flour. That. Just like that. Can you see it up there real good in the daylight? So how is everybody's good old Sunday morning? I got up, my eyes were all stuck together, and I decided to do this. And so 8 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, keep on kneading. When we get this all kneaded up, we're gonna come back. I'm gonna tell you what to do next. Okay, so we're back and we are done kneading the dough. And the next thing that you wanna do after you knead the dough is get a bowl, any bowl. I have glass bowls, I got plastic bowls, but use whatever you wanna use. And you're gonna have this go on its first rise for an hour, about an hour, hour and a half roughly. You know, it should rise, it should double in size. So you want to cover this up and you want to put it in a warm place. I have my oven on, set at 130. I'm going to shut it off, it doesn't matter. Just to keep the oven warm so that you have a warm place for it to rise. And don't worry about this burning because it won't. And here we go. I'm going to cover this up. I'm going to put it in the oven and we'll be back when it has risen. And we're back. So this is twice the size it was when we set it down. Look at that, look at that. And it's nice and warm. And I just heated the oven up a little bit and then I just let it sit there for about an hour. And I didn't need all the time that, you know, we thought it would need. Look at it bubbling right there. You see it? Because I added a little extra heat other than room temperature. So I'm gonna flour your work surface, make sure it's clean. You ain't have to come over there. Not yet. We got other stuff on the counter.
I don't say that.
Okay, good.
I don't think so.
It's just the stuff we're gonna crock pot. And you want to empty this out. Look at that, y'all. Nice, nice, nice and warm. Ooh, it's so soft, Mark. Look, y'all. Yeah. Ah. And at this point, it rose. So we're gonna use your hand. And I don't want to use this hand. I just change my Band-Aid. And just give it a nice smashing out because I'm going to use a rolling pin to mend up all those little empty spaces. And can you get that stuff off the counter for me, honey? So I can, just in case I need that space, and put just a little bit of flour on top. Just a little bit. You don't want too much because you want to keep that moisture. And just kind of push it out. And you don't want no janky, raggedy ends. So nice and, see, that's nice. Nice little cinnamon, good little cinnamon rolls. Nice. So while I was away from you guys, I made some breakfast. Now this was not a part of breakfast. But just like that. I'm actually gonna turn this way. I need my other hand for a minute. Yeah. Ooh, Lord. I'll turn it that way. So, okay, it's still warm. There we go. Try to get your surface as even as possible. It ain't gonna matter because, oh Lord. It ain't gonna matter because when I roll this together, oh, it look like skin, don't it? Skin from an old person. Okay. Now, it's a little janky looking. That's a little better. That's the only thing I don't use. That's why I wanted that other rolling pan. You know what I'm talking about? So that I don't have to worry about these ends. Okay. It won't matter because I'm about to bring all this together anyway. Okay. So there we have that. And I forgot. I'm gonna melt my butter. What was that?
Neighbor.
Huh?
Neighbor.
So I'm gonna melt my butter. And this vanilla over here, that's just for the icing. So, I mean, I don't see why you couldn't put it in a little bit of the butter if you wanted to, but I don't see where you would either. So, give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this in the microwave real quick. Where is she? I'll use this. I was gonna use the brush, but I need this. Are you high? Because I be moving, I'm working. Huh? Why? Okay. So we have 2 sticks of butter. We have 2 cups of brown sugar because I added a little more. It wasn't sweet enough for me. We have about 3 heaping tablespoons of cinnamon. And I have a 1/4 cup of white sugar to kind of give it that ooey gooey. And I mixed it in. I melted the butter and mixed it in and let it cool off just a little bit so that you have this consistency to spread. Now, some people don't mind crumbling it. No, you can, but I want to spread it today. So if you don't need all this, just put it in a container and it'll firm up like the butter that it's sitting in, what butter does, and use it another time. So we're going to start. Oh, I'm just going to take it all the way over, but I guess I can just hold this. 2 and 3. I'm probably going to use all this. Let's see. Stop right there. I'm trying not to. It looks like a lot, right? I'm not going to push it too far out on the edge, so you can wait to get in that window. Just like the outdoors. Just like this. And if you feel like you need some more, then use some more. These are just, I was really going to do a whole slew of them, but this will be enough because I'm not going to eat any. I'm not probably one even if, and let's see this. Probably one. And Mark will probably take these to work, so, because they can't stay here. Hide him in the truck or whatever he has to do to keep from sharing, you know.
I don't do that.
Your ass don't be wanting to share. That's for sure.
I may not want to share, but I don't be hiding the stuff in the truck.
I don't know. Well, you be acting every time I go to take something to somebody else.
That's certain things.
That's most sugar things.
No, that's certain things.
It was the bread pudding.
The bread pudding was delicious. The cheesecake was delicious.
The carrot cake.
I didn't do that.
Yes, you did. You were like, well, how much you going to take? Enough to get out of here.
Well, I can't help it.
Okay.
I just love your food.
Now, I'm gonna be honest, I've never made cinnamon rolls. So if it's something that you want to try, just do it. Cause I'm not gonna tell you not to do it. Cause I make all kinds of stuff I haven't made before. And I honestly don't really have recipes for the stuff I make. I just go in and make them. And if it come out, it turn out. If it don't, it don't. And if it,
bread knife, I would work good.
Oh, it's cool. Oh no, this is fine. If it turns out, it turns out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you kind of know what to do next time.
If it don't, try again.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Right.
I think that's enough. So here's what we're gonna do since we got a good square. Let me get my thumb in it. Start with just a roll, just like that. And roll again. You don't have to get my whole hair and everything. I'm not groomed this morning. And roll again. And roll again. Just keep rolling. And eventually, it'll be to where you can just, you know, it should be easy for you to roll. Just like that. Ooh, man. Probably should put some flour under there. So. It's kind of sticky, so. Okay, nice and taut. Oh. Okay. Ooh. All right. And there we have it. A good old log of cinnamon. I'm gonna put some more flour down because I'm gonna get, I don't have a bench scraper, look, because I need to pick this up and move this. Hang on, just let me see this knife real quick. A little bit at a time. Just move it back so I can reach it. Okay. There you go. Just like that. And don't worry about the ends. You know, you got a little extra. Just cut the ends. Just that's a cinnamon roll. Okay, so we got them all cut up, which was devastatingly hard because the dough is soft. But we got them cut up. We got them put on a cookie sheet. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put them in the oven since the oven's already warm, and we're going to cover them and let them go for a second rise. And we're going to leave them about an hour, and they should be nice and puffy and ready to bake. So once they go to a second rise, I'm going to go ahead and bake them, and we'll be back with the finished product. These are my cinnamon rolls, y'all. They're done. Okay, so we have one now. Look at this one down here. A little crazy looking. I have a bit of piece. A little crazy looking, but I realized that they did need to be in a smaller container so that they could all come together. Excuse me. And so here we have a block of that 8-ounce block of cream cheese, the vanilla, and it's not really melted yet. I'm not going to use a hand blender because I don't got time for all that. And then I have about a cup and a half to 2 cups of milk. And I'm just kind of, and a half a stick of butter. And I'm going to add powdered sugar. That's 1 cup. That's just 1 cup right now. Because I don't know that, you know, that's where you're going to start. You might not need another cup. And make sure this is well blended and mixed. And we're definitely going to need another cup. And if you need a blender, because you know I do this elbow grease, and I might have to get mine out because I ain't with the elbow grease either. It's hot as hell up in here. Is that oven hot? Okay. Another cup of powdered sugar. I don't like the real thick, but I like a nice glaze. Oh, cares everybody in. Okay, so I'm gonna whisk this up. Here's your finished product. What I did was I just mixed the sugar up with the milk, and I don't like that real thick, heavy stuff. And it takes too much sugar to get it that way. So there's a light glaze here. But I'm not much of a cinnamon roll eater. Mark, you want to try it?
Yeah.
Oops. I just wanted to make something with yeast.
That is good.
Well, that's all you have it, guys. Mikey likes it. Mikey likes everything. So there you have it. And that's my video.